Hello and welcome to another episode of Nightcap with Nightcat. This is the kitsch-minded show where we talk about toys, boys, and life's other joys. I am your host, Nightcat. Thank you so much for being here. It's always so good to see you. We've got such a great show coming up that we're actually going to switch things around. This ended up being such a big project and I had so much fun. We just got to jump right into it. We don't even have time for an intro. So we're going to do Sunken Treasure a little bit earlier in the show than we normally do it, because this weekend I went through and I organized the house. I scrubbed walls, I shampooed carpets, and I finally got a ton of the rest of the toy collection that you don't see here on display. So I thought it would be the perfect time to take you on a tour of my house. So for Sunken Treasure, we're gonna just switch it up. We're gonna get right into it, and we're gonna do check out all the crazy things in this house, because this house is ridiculous. It's time for some Sunken Treasure. Sunken Treasure is the part of the show where normally I dig into my toy collection and we play with something awesome. But this week, I decided to do something a little bit different, because I have finally gotten most of our toys in this house, my roommate and I are both collectors, displayed and looking nice. So I thought it was time for a little house tour. You get to take a look at how crazy my silly house is, because it's really silly. And let's get started with what you see every day. This is the set, baby. I've always had a small stash of Harry Potter stuff, but in the last year, it has certainly grown. I'm gonna give you a nice sweeping view of everything we got here. A lot of this we've actually played with on Sunken Treasure. And of course we've got our Fishtanks, which we've recently updated a little bit. She's in something way bigger. She's much, much happier, huh, girlfriend? In here we've got a bunch of little tropical fish, schooling fish that I love very much. Now this is all really cool, but I wanted to show you the rest of the house as well, because it is crazy in here. These here are my conspiracy theory dinosaurs. A gal that I went to high school with makes these, and they're hilarious. As we proceed with the tour, make sure you keep your hands and arms inside the ride at all times. Thank you so much. To the left of the conspiracy dinos, we have our famous lady wall. Obviously, Judge Judy. I had a friend who worked on Biggest Loser who went on to work on a Judge Judy show called Hot Bench. She knows how much I love Judy, so she made sure to get me a headshot. Casey, I still love it. It's still one of my favorite things ever. This is from when I hosted a lounge with Lizzo. I got to host a private concert with Lizzo, which was fantastic. She signed that for me. And this. Well, this is Danielle. Danielle from 90 Day Fiance. Danielle Jabali. She still uses it. It's hysterical. Let me tell you something about Danielle. Danielle got me through the first half of this pandemic. Without Danielle's 90 Day Fiance drama, I don't know what I would have done. I watched every single episode that this woman was in throughout the pandemic. She got me through so much, and that's why she gets to be on the famous lady wall with the other famous ladies. Now down here is a gal you might be familiar with already. This is the Britney Spears concert stage playset. Oh, so lost in the game. Oh, baby, baby. This is a special kitty door I built to go into the litter room so that we didn't have to smell their stinky cat booties anymore. Ninja Turtle Garden. There's a curse word right there, so we're just gonna whoop. Ooh, so fast you couldn't even see it. These are dating games, like for teenage girls at slumber parties. Oh, which boy asked me to the prom? And stuff like that, but they're so fun. And over here, we've got more, because, you know, 6 wasn't enough. Let's just go ahead and Perfect Match, which there's like 6 games in there. The best one is where you just make lists. They know what girls want. Girls want to talk about boys and make lists. And by girls, I mean 30-year-old men. Down here is my little buddy Red. He's Bearded Dragon. I've had him, God, is it like 10 or 11 years now? He's got a Jurassic Park theme in his tank. Just above Red, we have what I used to call the banned and controversial toy wall. but now there's so much stuff on it. It's just the kitschy toy wall. Starting down here with creepy crawlers. My roommate Veronica got me the creepy crawlers oven for Christmas, and I have so much fun just making these little, look at this little guy. That's Rex from Toy Story. It just makes little rubber toys out of this goop. You put it in there, you bake it, it's good to go. I have bought so many of these plastic goop molds. It's a problem. Somebody needs to stop me. Somebody needs to save me from myself. This is mostly banned and controversial toys. This is the Cannibal Cabbage Patch. Kids kept putting their hair into her mouth, and essentially she would eat their hair. She would scalp them. She was the Cannibal Cabbage Patch. So she got recalled, which is one of my favorite stories. Then we've got Teen Talk Barbie over here. Then we've got Super Gay Ken, who you can see on Sunken Treasure. This chicken is ridiculous. It's not really a, oh no, the Roomba's on. You load his neck up with Play-Doh, and then you squish his head down, and he grows feathers, and then they've got a little razor up there in the top, and you can shave his neck. Like, that's the whole toy. He poops Play-Doh eggs, and you shave his Play-Doh neck. Isn't that ridiculous? I'm not getting a ladder for the top row, so you better just deal with it. Take a peek into the bathroom. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't, oh, this is awkward. I didn't realize anyone was in here. That's our Velociraptor shower curtain up here above the toilet. We've got ourselves a Sharknado situation going on. Uh-oh. Watch boats! And whoop-ah! Good luck taking a dump. I'm gonna eat you. This is what I begrudgingly refer to as the cat corner. It is literally an oasis built just for the cats. They have their own area. This is straight up just a cat tree and a cat scratcher that looks like a real tree. And then my roommate Veronica went through and ordered shelves. So now they have platforms that they can rest on. And it all looks very jungly up in here. This monstrosity, well, this is the cat wheel. Now I know what you're wondering. Is there any way that they could possibly actually use the cat wheel? Well, we're about to find out. Look at you here. Go for a run, go for a run. Do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Yeah. Give me 5. Good boy, 5. Good job, buddy. Possum rug. This is kind of the genesis of all the craziness in the house. My roommate, Veronica.
Hi.
She has been a Sailor Moon collector for how long?
Since I was like...
Clearly for a long time.
6, like 1997?
She's been collecting ever since.
I never stopped. I just couldn't grow up.
This is like the most gorgeous collection I've ever seen.
I love it.
What's the deal here? Is she on Masked Singer or something?
No, this is a jewelry box.
Oh.
It's one that I had when I was a kid, but the one I had when I was a kid was super beat up. So I bought a brand new one and sold the old beat up one for the same price.
It's thrifty. That's some thrifty stuff right there. I'll tell you what, we are gonna go through this in great detail. Remember, if there's anything that you've seen on the tour so far that you would like to see featured as its own Sunken Treasure, comment what it is on the video. Just go ahead and just leave me a little comment like, oh, I want to see you guys make some Sailor Moon sushi or something. Put that in the comments, we'll do it. We almost walked out of here without talking about this crazy claw machine. Veronica had been looking for a claw machine forever, and I saw this one at the DI one time for like $4. So she put Sailor Moon stickers on it and filled it with Sailor Moon trinkets, and now it's a Sailor Moon claw machine. Oh, so cute! All right, this is the part I've been looking forward to showing you the most. This is my bedroom, but also this will be the set for NIGHTCAT After Dark. Take a look at this. Oh, this is a tortilla that I have to lay down on top of the shark because Hoodoo will come in with his gross paws and get it all over my shark. But I'm gonna be sitting right there to the Jurassic Park collection. Oh man. So that back there, that is a signed script signed by Laura Dern. And that is a signed lunchbox signed by Jeff Goldblum. I know Danny DeVito doesn't belong with Jurassic Park, but I just look at his face. How could you look at his face? How could you say no to him? He's so precious. I love my plants. Some gorgeous babies. I actually have to go through and repot a bunch of them very soon because they're getting so big and out of control. Oh, and look at my pearls. Girl, the pearls are coming, honey. I had to turn the bed lights on because you need to see this grandma finger puppet Veronica got me. When she lights up, she looks so good. I love it. Plants. Oh, that's my mom in a jar. Sorry if mom in a jar jokes make you feel uncomfortable, but that's what's going on over there. I'm going to tell you the story about Esmeralda and why she has pictures with so many celebrities sometime, but she's gorgeous. That's the big Jurassic Park hand puppet. The Pokeballs. Man, there are a lot of toys in this house. This house is full of crazy people. Full of crazy people and toys. That was the most fun ever. I hope you liked how crazy my house is. It's crazy. There's crazier stuff. I had to edit that down. Again, if you saw anything that you liked in the house, make sure to tell me in the comments on this video so that I can figure out what we're gonna do next for Sunken Treasure. I'm gonna shout you out if I pick your idea. I know how silly it looks. I know that I'm a 30-year-old man, but yes, I am not ashamed of my house full of toys. All right, well, now that we've got Sunken Treasure out of the way, I think it's time to catch you up on what's been going on with the stupid news. Let's get into the litter box. Ew, what stinks in here? The litter box is the part of the show where I go through the stupid news headlines and I only bring you back the best stuff because I like you that much. You don't have to read any stupid news because I'll do it all for you. And I want to get started in Delray Beach, Florida, where a woman has been rescued after being missing for 2 weeks. She was reported missing March 3rd, but it wasn't until yesterday morning that somebody walking by a storm drain heard cries for help. They look down there and they see this lady who's covered in like dirt and gross water and leaves, and she's so weak she can't even stand. She's barely able to ask for help. So they dispatched the fire department and the rescue team. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This is a kind of a graphic picture, but they do mostly have everything hidden with towels and blurred out. This woman somehow survived. She ninja turtled. She was able to survive for 2 weeks in a storm drain. I'm assuming no food, no clean water, because you know everything washes down there. It is an absolute miracle that she survived. Law enforcement believes that she probably got into the storm drain somewhere else and ended up crawling there or making her way there somehow after 2 weeks. But it's not exactly clear as to what happened. There's not a lot known about the gal in question. I'm gonna guess by those knees, those legs, that she is an older lady, but who knows? Those could just be bruises from banging around a storm drain for 2 weeks. I can't believe it. It is just the most shocking, horrifying thing, you poor lady. Oh, I feel so bad for her. I hope she's doing okay. Moving on now, a man named Jason Karp found what he believes are shrimp tails in a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Here's the picture. Now those look like cinnamon toasty shrimp tails, right? Some scrimps. I have a hard time saying shrimp because ever since Eleanor on The Good Place started saying scrampies, I can't stop calling shrimp scrimps. So I'll probably call them scrimps the rest of the time. But look, those are definitely somehow scrimp tails made their way from wherever they're processed, probably in the same plant, all the way over to the cinnamon toast line, got a nice cinnamon toast coating, and got thrown in. So Jensen took it to Twitter to talk about this. Jensen, by the way, is pretty famous. He's an author. You know that because he still uses Twitter. They're the only people. Them, comedians, news agencies, and brands. The only ones using Twitter anymore. But he shows these pictures on Twitter, and he gets a response from the Cinnamon Toast Crunch company. They say, quote, "After further investigation with our team that closely examined the image, it appears to be an accumulation of cinnamon sugar that can sometimes occur when ingredients are not thoroughly blended. We assure you there's no possibility of cross-contamination with shrimp." Well, how do you explain the fact that there are definitely shrimp tails? That's not just like a chunky piece of cinnamon sugar that didn't get broken down. That's definitely a shrimp tail. And you know what? Jensen thought so as well because he posted back. Okay, well, after further investigation with my eyes, these are cinnamon-coated shrimp tails, scrimp tails, you weirdos. I wasn't all that mad until you're what, trying to gaslight me? So ever since he posted this, and the response that he posted, because it was so funny, went viral, he has had DNA labs from across the country. There's one in New Jersey that is offering to DNA test the tails to find out if they're actually shrimp tails or not. There's also, I think it's the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles is offering to do some DNA testing. So he's gonna get DNA tested, and we're gonna get to the bottom of whether or not that's a shrimp butt in his Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Listen, sometimes you just want Cinnamon Toast Crunch and you don't want there to be any butts involved. That's it. Just me and my Cinnamon Toast Crunch in cartoons. Thank you so much. Isn't that so terrifying? So awful. Jensen, by the way, he's also famous. I forgot to mention this. He's married to none other than Topanga herself, Danielle Fishel, Topanga from Boy Meets World. She's so great. She used to host this show called The Dish that I loved back in the day. It was a lot like Joel McHale's The Soup. I mean, there are different kinds of standing in front of the green screen looking at things. I mean, that's kind of what I do here. But Danielle Fishel's was always very, very good. And finally, such exciting news. I am a Ryan Murphy junkie. I have a love-hate relationship because I've noticed that Ryan Murphy has a hard time actually wrapping his shows up. I'm dissatisfied with a lot of the Ryan Murphy endings, but the shows are always fantastic. He's coming out with a new limited Netflix series about Jeffrey Dahmer. I have a hard time with ones like Jeffrey Dahmer, or John Wayne Gacy, like those ones where they're like real torture-y, where they torture people. It's not just like they're serial killers. The torture ones I am really uncomfortable with. They make me so sick to my stomach. And I wouldn't normally watch anything Jeffrey Dahmer, but it's Ryan Murphy and he's probably gonna kill it. Here's the, I'll read you. The story is called Monster, the Jeffrey Story. And the synopsis is this. Monster chronicles the story of one of America's most notorious serial killers, largely told from the point of view of Dahmer's victims. And it dives deeply into the police apathy that allowed Wisconsin native to go on a multi-year killing spree. Oh, it's gonna be probably so freaking good. And if it's told from the victims' perspectives, I want to see that, because I don't know that that's one that we see very often. Ugh! Okay. So there's all that, but I'll tell you what the real tipping point is. They finally announced who's going to be playing Jeffrey Dahmer in this thing, and it is none other than Evan Peters. American Horror Story darling, Evan Peters. Oh, he's going to be such a good Dahmer! Ugh! Fine, I'll watch it, but Ryan Murphy, if you ruin this one too, or if it is too gross, it better not be too gross. Because these are real stories, these are real people, and I'm all about true crime, I'm all about telling the story, even dramatizing it. I don't love it, but I get it. But if it gets too gross and too graphic, remember, there are still people alive who probably knew these boys that Dahmer killed. Don't make it disgusting, because then I'm just not going to be on board with it, and I'll tweet about it. I'll tweet about it. I'll have someone DNA test something. I don't know what it is. But that'll be it for you, Ryan Murphy. And that is the Litter Box. I think it's time we dive into my childhood traumas with another Nightcat Classic Tale. Classic Tale. Classic Tale. Nightcat Classic Tales is the part of the show where I go through something embarrassing or traumatic that happened to me in my life, and I do it all for your amusement, baby. It's all for you. This is like one of my earliest memories. I grew up on a native reservation. Now, I am not native. I am just white as they get, but I come from a long line of, we'll call them white trash. I grew up in a trailer on a native reservation. My whole family, blue-collar workers, hunters, trappers. Like, my grandparents are cattle ranchers. I'm a small-town boy. Well, I went to this preschool on the reservation. By the way, the preschool is right up the street. Like, you can see the gate to Skinwalker Ranch from the preschool that I went to. That's how close to Skinwalker Ranch I was living my whole childhood before we moved to Davis County. I think I was like 7 or 8. It's not important. Anyway, but I went to this preschool and we did so many incredible field trips. We were always outside doing something silly. We were recycling and doing all sorts of great stuff. It was an awesome preschool. Well, one of the things we did is we took a field trip to a bison farm. the bison are very important to the natives, and there are still a lot of farmers who have bison ranches where they take care of bison, and we got to go out there and talk about the importance of the bison to the Ute tribe. The rancher at the end of the field trip gives us an egg. I have had severe ADHD since I was a child. I don't know if that's hard to tell from the everything about my person, about me as a human being, but I must have missed the part where the rancher told us that it was a chicken egg, because I was convinced that was going to be a buffalo. I was convinced. I didn't know how buffalo were born. I was a child. So we get the chicken egg back, and they're like, all right, we're going to hatch this egg. The whole time I'm like, I can't wait there's gonna be a goddamn buffalo in this place. I can't wait for our baby buffalo. And then, ooh, the big day came, and it started hatching, and it started cracking, and there was a bird in it. I was so mad that there was some naked, ugly bird inside this egg when it should have been a buffalo. I learned my lesson, though, because I brought that up to everybody, and I was shamed, because buffalo do not come from eggs. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the entire world, though. Going to that native preschool was like the coolest thing. It was super rad. And that is NIGHTCAT Classic Tales. I think it's time to put you little night kittens into bed with some warm milk. Warm milk, some good news to help you get to sleep. Normally this is like a good news story or just something fun I found on the internet. This week it's taking the form of a huge announcement. I wasn't going to make this announcement until Friday, but I got a very promising email today, and I think it's going to happen, folks. I think we're going to make it happen. I have been looking for ways to make a little extra money, a little extra scratch. I am still unemployed. It's been a month. I've had one job interview, and I guess this is just what I'm doing now. I guess I do NIGHTCAT stuff from now on. But I am doing something so fun, and this is my next great money-making adventure. I want you to come along with me on the, I want you to come along with me on the NIGHTCAT True Crime Walking Tour in downtown Salt Lake City. Oh yes, friends, the NIGHTCAT True Crime Walking Tour of downtown Salt Lake City. Here's the thing, you know that I'm a crime junkie. You know that I am obsessed with true crime and murder and podcasts, and anytime Netflix drops anything, you know I'm gonna be involved. Well, there is so much fascinating true crime history right in downtown Salt Lake. So we're gonna be doing, it's basically half walking history tour, half bar crawl. We're gonna meet up at a bar. I'm gonna take you to a couple spots. We're gonna stop at another bar. I'm gonna take you to a few more spots. I can't wait. I have it worked out. I only have 4 dates. I'm gonna announce all of the details this Friday on Morning Announcements. We do Morning Announcements live on this YouTube channel at 7 a.m. Mountain Standard Time every day. I suspect spots are gonna fill up quickly for the NIGHTCAT True Crime Walking Tour of downtown Salt Lake City. So if you would like to get in, I'm only hosting 4, and then I'm gonna go back to the drawing board, see what worked, see what didn't, and see if this is something that feasibly I could do all summer long. But the only guaranteed spots right now are those 4 dates, which we will be announcing Friday morning. So make sure you tune into the Morning Announcements. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the NIGHTCAT True Crime Walking Tour in downtown Salt Lake City. We're going to hang out. We're going to go get drinks. Even if you don't drink alcohol, you can get a soda. You can hang out at the bar with us. It's still fun. And we're going to go talk about some of the most fascinating true crime events in Salt Lake City. We're also going to stop by and check out some other cool landmarks. I know a lot about this city. I love this city. I want to share everything that I know with you. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. And that is Nightcap with Nightcat. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you like this video. Tell me in the comments if there's anything that you want me to highlight again in Sunken Treasure. Anything you saw on the tour that you liked, put it in a comment down there. You know where the comments are. Go down there, do that thing. If you ever want to get a hold of me for any reason, send me a link to a news story. Tell me what's going on in your life. If you would like me to bring up a topic, if something's going on in your life you want to talk about on Nightcap with Nightcat, if you need advice on something, it all happens with our text line. The phone number is 601-557-2281. That's 601-557-CAT1. If you would like me to just weigh in on anything, that's the place to do it. Check out the merch store, nightcapmerch.com. You're going to get all your Nightcat merch, including like these really cute warm milk mugs that I love, or these really cool kitsch-minded sweaters that I'm wearing. That's all available there. We've been selling a ton of toys this week, so thank you to everyone who's checked out the Toy Shack. It all is over at nightcapmerch.com. You could, again, I'm looking for any way to make ends meet while we keep doing this, because ideally I could just go independent and keep being Nightcat and doing Nightcat stuff forever. But that all starts with your support. We're going to talk more about the true crime tours. The merch store is up and live right now, and you can become a Patreon patron. I have one patron that I need to thank. We got a brand new patron this afternoon that heard about it on morning announcements. Let me just find. I should have had this ready. Someone more prepared than me would have had this good to go. Hannah Bailey, thank you for becoming a Nightcat patron. It always means so much to me when I know things are hard. Not everyone can contribute, but when you can, it makes everything easier. It makes everything better, and I really appreciate it. We're gonna make this show so big and so crazy and so fun. On top of the Nightcat walking tours, I am thinking of all sorts of ways that once we can start getting together again, once we can do live events again, I'm thinking of a million ways that we can party. I'm so excited. Patreon members are always the first to know what's going on, so make sure you become a patron for $3 or $5. I think that's it. Make sure you check out the audio of every episode of Nightcap with Nightcat, as well as the morning announcements on Nightcat Radio. Don't forget our true crime podcast episodes, Curiosity Killed Nightcat. Those start dropping this Friday for Patreon members, exclusively for Patreon members. They get it a week early. And it's dropping April 2nd for everyone else. So if you haven't already subscribed to Nightcat Radio, now would be the perfect time to do that. Don't forget to leave me a 5-star review. Whoa. I don't think I had those up. Anyway, I'll figure that all out. Thank you for watching Nightcap with Nightcat. I love making this show. I love when you get to come and hang out. Make sure you tell your friends about it. Like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ring that bell, as the kids say. And I'll talk to you folks later. Bye. Bye.